I got a new pen from Ferris Wheel Press. I think it's already been released. I want to say it's already been released. I had a shipping issue, and so my pen did not arrive until today. But I believe the release date for this pen was last week. When did you actually come out? It came out Feb 7th. And today's the 10th, so it came out a few days ago. But we're going to take a look at it because this is the first time I've gotten a Joule pen. This is their higher end model. It's not their highest end model. They just came out with a new model, but it is a very nice pen. I've played around with other people's. I haven't had one on my desk before. And they released an ink with it as well. It's for their 15th anniversary of being out as a stationery brand. And it's this very pretty navy blue with a color shifting shimmer. I would describe, yes, Joule Curious is a good way to describe it. I have not inked mine up. I have not taken it out of the box. I haven't done anything with it. But there's this year's ink of the year. I actually have the last 3 inks of the year. I don't have, I think 2021 or 2022 is the black one. I really like that one. I wish I could find a bottle of it. I haven't been able to. Hello, everyone who's joining. We're talking about fountain pens. But this is last year's, which I really like. I need to put it in a pen soon. And then this is 2023's. So I like this year's. I like that it's a color shifting color, the shimmer in it, and it's a very pretty box. It's got some hollow foil on it. It's very pretty. It is going to go in this pen. I will say, I have a broad nib that they sent me back in December. This is one of the Adventure Time nibs. It's going to go in this pen because I'm putting glitter in it, and with glitter you tend to want something bigger than a medium. So let's open this up. I actually haven't opened this box yet. I've seen other people's pens. I haven't opened this one. So I guess we should look at the box first. It's very sparkly. It's very sparkly. Yeah. It's so sparkly, in fact, you can't actually read. Oh, on this very specific angle, you can read the writing. But like looking at it straight on, you can't read the writing. It has to sort of be on an angle, sort of 45 degrees to the side and 45-ish degrees up, which is sort of annoying for trying to read something. So it's the Joule pen, Blue Revelry. I'm not going to read all the information on the back. It's just the same info that's on the website. So let's open this up. When I saw the PR pics for this, thought it was going to be this color. This is the color that's on the website, or this is the color that's on the boxes. So I have to say, when I swatched the ink and saw it was this dark, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a much more muted blue than it is. But I've also seen friends' pictures of this pen, and I know that it is dark, but shiny. Thank you for everyone leaving hearts. Ooh, it's more teal than I thought it would be. There's the ink swatch, there's the pen. It's far more teal than I thought it would be. Interesting. It is, though, very sparkly. It's sort of got a holographic sparkle to it. I think this pen is one of those pens that'll really pop in the sunlight. though I did expect it to be this color. Huh. Interesting. It would be a very good Valentine's Day gift. This is really what I like about it. I can't get the lids off the Ferris Wheel Press plastic carousel pens because they're totally, you have to push them off and they're totally smooth. This one is so easy to uncap, and I knew it was going to be. I've tried a friend's. Let's look at the inside. Look at that. I have to say, they do pull off a very, very pretty pen. Oh, it's a special nib. I might not switch out this nib. It does have like 10th anniversary or 15th anniversary on it. 2010. But I sort of wanted to put a broad in it. I might still put a broad in it. Let's unscrew. We will get to that. I think I'm going to dip it with this nib, but I think when I fully ink it, I'm going to put my broad in because I do want to put this ink in it, and it is shimmery. And I know from experience that I don't enjoy a shimmery ink in a medium. I just don't use them a lot. And because I've got so many pens inked up, if you let shimmery ink sit too long in a medium pen, it tends to clog up the feed. I have so many pens inked up that sometimes the pen will sit for a couple days or a week without being used, so it's important to have a nib and feed that like stuff doesn't get stuck. I believe Marquis the Kickstarter pen, isn't it? Or the newest Kickstarter pen. So I go to the website. If Marquis is the newest Kickstarter pen, the answer is they are not Jowo nibs, they are Schmidt nibs. All right. And they've switched what converters they're using, and they're using these little ones that sort of look vaguely sailor-esque with a hole on the top. I will say that has not been my experience. I've enjoyed my Mont Blanc pens, and I've enjoyed other people's out of the box. And I've had some bad Jowo nibs over the year. So I think it just depends on the pens you're buying. To start with, let's just dip this. I'm not going to shake this ink because I really don't want to clean shimmer out of this feed. And when I flip this ink over, you'll see just how shimmery it is. Let's scoot it up. It is very pretty. So this is the apparently I can't draw a capital F today. Okay. Oh, can you tell I've already done a 3-hour live stream today talking about Visconti? All right, let's try this again. It's called Blue Revival. Revelry. Medium nib. So it comes standard with a medium nib size, I believe. You might be able to get it with a different nib size on the website. I want to say all the ones they sent out to Jubilee and everyone else were all mediums. That seems to be what I'm seeing people unbox. Medium or fine on the website. That being said, I have a broad sitting on my desk from Kickstarter. And as much as this nib is quite pretty, it's got a special engraving. If I want to put that ink in it, I want to up the nib size so that you can see all the pretty shimmer. So we're going to twist that out. It's just going to sit there for a minute. It writes quite well. I might floss it a little bit. It's a little bit tight, but it sort of has like the mechanical pencil sound to it, not like sort of chalk on a chalkboard. It's the best way to describe it. It's quite a pleasant writing experience. I like how well even their medium shades. Lots of mediums I find don't shade that well. But there's our broad. Twisted all the way in. There's our converter plugged in. And when I put the lid back on and flip this bottle over, you will see why we've upped our nib size. That's the bottom of this bottle. And it's stunning. It's a color shifting pigment. It looks absolutely spectacular. But there is no way a medium nib, well, a medium nib might keep up with it if you're using the pen every day. I do. Currently it's being used to hold my dip pen on my desk. I sometimes use them to fill, I sometimes don't. It depends on what I'm doing. I find I use the inkwell more. And I choose a color, and so the color that's in it is the color that I use for just testing. And because almost all the inks I use are water-based, you can let stuff dry down and just rehydrate with a little bit of distilled water. And if I'm testing a nib, like I'm flossing a nib and then I want to just like test as I go, I will like put stuff in it and use distilled water to rehydrate this. So this is just like, instead of having a bottle pulled out constantly, this lives on my desk. But I do have one of the carousels. I use it to hold my dip pen because I find that it holds the dip pen really well. I can probably go and grab it if I knew where it was at this moment. It's probably over on my other desk. I like it, but I don't ink up. I do ink up pens fairly often from these bottles. I don't find it makes that much of a difference when inking pens from one of these bottles, so I tend to use it for other methods. All right, we've mixed this up a whole bunch. All right. And I've just made a mess on my desk. That should have been expected. That should have been expected. Who overflowed an ink bottle on her desk just after talking about in a live stream about how it had been a while since she'd overflowed an ink bottle on her desk? Me. That's what I tend to do. And so, all right. Let's grab another piece of paper towel. Look at all that shimmer. Normally, I'd try and get that air bubble out. I don't know that I can do that, though, without making a mess. So we are going to tidy this up because it has ink everywhere. I should have realized that with all these tiny engravings that this was going to make a mess. Dipping it in an ink bottle like that, but you know, live and learn. Learning every day. All right, there we go. All right, actually, when all said and done, pretty full fill. I will accept that as being a full fill. Let's move that into a sample vial so I don't accidentally toss out that nib. Normally, I would get a new piece of paper because we got ink everywhere. But in this case, we're just gonna embrace it. This is the should have done this with the other nib. I didn't think to. It's definitely a lot. I don't know how much wider it actually is, but it is definitely a lot wetter of a nib. Like, it's just putting down more ink. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely wider. Oh, you can sort of see the shimmer in some of the letters. I like it. It's fun. I could definitely see myself picking up another one if a friend was getting rid of one from their collection, especially if you've already got the nibs from the Kickstarters. So I don't have the marquee. I did not get a marquee from the Kickstarter. All I got were one of the nibs. Let me look at the marquee again. I'm leaning towards I think I would get the marquee. One, I really like Pearl Drop in the marquee collection. I like Pearl Drop. I like After Hours. I like the shape. The shape is far more, the shape speaks to me more than the shape of this. Like, this is lovely. I will use this a lot. But I love the colors. I do wish you could buy it in other nib sizes, but I do really like Pearl Drop and After Hours. They're a fun shape, and they're a less common shape. And so I think if you want something that's sort of more special or more unique, they're what I'd go for. I don't know that there's that much of a drop, Shannon. Like, I don't know that it's actually that much more of a drop than, this is a bad example, than some of the other pens you already own. Like, I'd like to have one in my hand. And yeah, it is cheaper. It's definitely one of the pens I want to have in my hand at some point because it is hard to talk about without having it in my hand, and having tried it. This, though, is fun, and I really have to say, this might become my new fidget toy. Like, there's something really satisfying about how well it spins, that I'm just really enjoying. And I didn't know that I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. So, I'm happy that I had a spare broad nib from them. That being said, the medium nib that it came with was quite solid. I don't really like Ferris Wheel Press fine nibs. I find them slightly too fine. If I was going to get a pen from them, I'd get it in a medium, because then, one, if you're getting a Joule, or I think it's a Marquise, you can buy spare nibs, and you can always get something ground. So there we go. I did lose, the special edition nib, but I think the little dude is cute. I can live with the little dude quite happily. And hopefully at Chicago, I'm able to get one of the Marquise in my hand and at least have a play with it and see how I feel about it. Because it is hard to talk about it with only having heard about it from other people and seen the pictures. I am really excited to hopefully see this in the sun at one point. It's snowing again, so there's no sun. But I think just like looking at the shimmer in sections, I think this will really pop in the sun. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Members who have not voted on polls, membership stuff is available. Come hang out. It's fun. And yeah, we have a great time over on members. Have I tried it? No, Mom has claimed it as her own. But yeah, Mom's claimed it as her own. So it is now in her pen collection. Thank you for joining, members. I appreciate you. We have a great time. I am not on Twitch. I only stream on YouTube. I do a single platform. But I have many streams a month. Sometimes today, like many streams a day. But I also have classes over on YouTube memberships. I do not have a Discord. I literally only do Instagram and YouTube. Because that is all I have the brain energy for. Oh, I just learned that I can't. This is the downside of like streaming direct. I can't highlight your comments. Oh, I miss using StreamYard. Thank you so much for your super chat and joining memberships. I really appreciate it. And members who are on tier 3, your first class series of Atlas Sidewalk Cell becoming a class should be out. I want to say the first episode will be out the end of this week, but it's already Monday. So I'm going to say it'll be out mid next week. So have a great day. Thanks so much. I have the exact same handle on Instagram as I do here, so Alexandra's Art Insanity. I'm glad you enjoy. I love getting to make it. It makes me happy, and I'm glad people like to watch it, so thanks. For now, though, I'm going to go and probably have a nap, because I've already done a 3-hour live stream with Claire today, where we talked about Visconti for a couple hours. So, actually it's already 3:30. I might just have a cup of tea instead. Have a great day, and thanks so much for watching.